Hey everybody, it's Nick.
Hola, Nick!
Just wanted to take a few minutes to let you fine folks know how you can contact us. You can find us on Twitter at the It's Too Wordy 1 and on Instagram. Just look for It's Too Wordy. We also have a Discord set up, The Haunted Log. If you like what you hear, maybe considering throwing us some of your spare change. Maybe some of your hard-earned loot. Maybe some stuff you find in your car cushions. Who knows? Anything will go a long way, and you can do that by visiting our Patreon page at patreon.com/HouseBTS. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy this episode.
This week on It's Too Wordy, what exactly are you a doctor of? Welcome everybody to this week's episode of It's Too Wordy, the comic book podcast where three buddies discuss comics from their childhood and today. I'm Kirk.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Nick.
How we doing this week, guys?
Great.
That was convincing. Yeah, really good.
Yeah?
How's that? Was that convincing?
No, not really. Anyway.
I was trying to come up with something original. It wasn't working out.
Superlative.
Bossa Nova. Alright, on this week's episode, we will be discussing Joker Harley #1, and to continue Horror Month, the Spectre #1. We're going to start with Joker #1?
Yeah, Joker Harley, Dart #1, yeah.
Sure. Whatever it's called. What'd you guys think?
Okay, now I'm confused because there's so many different origin stories for Harley Quinn. Now, this is what, the third one for the Black Label?
Second.
Second?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
First one's from Harlan, and this is...
Yeah, so... Enough Harley Quinn.
I'm on overload.
I agree. Enough Harley Quinn.
It's an interesting story. I'll give
I'm
it that.
on overload.
But...
It's supposed to be like Elseworlds. This is their version of Elseworlds.
Right. But that's too many Harleys. One after another. This would have been awesome, a Renee Montoya story.
Yeah.
Or a question story.
Having read both Harlan and Joker Harley, I thought this one was really good. I liked it better than Harlan, and I liked Harlan a lot.
Did we see Joker in this one?
You see Shadow. You really don't see him.
So it's a bait and switch?
Well, it might be the Joker who's the kid.
I'm just kidding.
What's his name? John?
Yeah.
Oh, the
so.
kid who loses his mom?
Yep.
Yeah.
And his dad he beats him all the time?
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was a weird take how current story is in black and white, and when they go to the past,
It's in color.
it's in color.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
And it's a different art style.
And it's freaking amazing. I love it. It's got that whole detective noir kind of feel to it. And then, yeah, it is a different art style. But, oh my gosh, these guys look like almost like a photograph.
It's a photograph. And they digitize it to look more like a comic.
I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh crap, this again. But looking at it, you're like, okay, so not only did he have to take the pictures and make them fit into this book, but then digitize them to look like a comic with the coloring and the lines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed. I mean, just how he posed everybody, how he got everybody in the shot. Just, yeah, it's really good.
You got a history lesson on serial killers. I thought that was kind of cool.
This is way too long, though. I mean, she does 3.
4, I think, isn't it? Because she did Ginn, she did the Baltimore vampire or whatever he was, then
Bundy,
and Gacy.
Yep.
But I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
To me, it added to the story. It showed that she knew her stuff.
Yeah. She graduated from high school at 12.
Right. My only gripe, okay, it's that part where she's talking about serial killers. It's like when they brought out the X-Files on TV, And it just seemed like they did a Wikipedia search for paranormal, like alien abductions and paranormal activity. Kind of felt like that here too. Like, oh, she knows her stuff, but the writer didn't. So he just went on to
Right.
onto Google and downloaded 4 of the top main serial killers. It's like, and if you want to talk about a reprehensible serial killer who has no compassion, you should have put Richard Ramirez in here. He's more Joker than anybody else. But that's just my opinion.
No, it was smaller than most of the Black Label books, which I appreciated. I think the art really stood out to me. Yeah, it is a different take. It is a lot of Harley. I am so tired of Harley. I'm so tired of Deadpool.
Tired of Batman.
But this is an interesting take. I mean, if I had to go forward with one Harley to go with for the rest of my life, I think this is it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could read this a lot. The only problem I have also is Detective Maddox. Over the top, super aggressive cop.
Yeah. When he says,
Do I
she
look
says,
like a pussy?
Yeah.
It's
Did
like,
you take the heart history? He's like, do I look like a pussy?
it's a little bit over the top.
I took art history. Am I a pussy too?
Moving on.
No, it's a really
It
good.
was over the top.
Really good. I liked it.
Yeah, it
It
was
was good.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah. And then I think most of these are running 3 issues, so it's, nothing too crazy.
We'll see what happens when Joker shows up.
Yeah.
So,
It's going to depend on which Joker it is. Is it Jared Leto?
hopefully it's Cesar Romero.
Is it Cesar Romero? He refuses to shave his mustache.
With the art style, I could see them doing the Man Who Laughs Joker.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I can see that. This was a 5 for me.
I'm going to go 4.
I'm going to go right in the middle, like 4.5.
Okay.
The art was cool.
Yeah.
Story
Art
was
cool.
good.
Story was good.
A little short, though.
Just on overload.
I was okay with short after reading Harlan last week and, Year of Superman Year 1. It felt good to read something short.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So that's a yes. Everybody go read it.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on. We're going to do the Spectre number 1.
Okay.
Hiccups.
This was early 90s, right?
92.
92.
I like the glow-in-the-dark cover. I forgot that you told me it was a glow-in-the-dark cover. And I was coming out of my room, and I turned the light off. It goes, I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, this is not to be confused with the Hal Jordan Spectre, which is also an amazing read. This is by Ostrander. What do you think?
Gets better. It's a good first issue. I mean,
It was a good... I'd never read anything.
if you don't know who Jim Corrigan is, it introduces who he is. He's
Yep.
a detective in Gotham PD. But they don't really go into how long he's been a detective at Gotham PD.
Yeah,
Right.
it helped me learn about the character. So, yeah.
Spectre is one of those characters that I've always kind of thought was cool. Again, into the mystical stuff. I wish most first issues were like this, where it was a self-contained issue, does enough to get you connected to the character, but you kind of see what's going on, but without having to read like 4 more issues to really
Oh, it jumps
see
right
the
up-
powers.
It jumps right into his powers and what he does, and I liked how she would. Who was the girl? Was she a detective?
No, she was she is the staff social worker.
Okay, she sees it's Detective Corrigan.
Yeah.
Right? The drive-by happens, and she notices that everybody's going down, but the bullets are going through him. I'm like, oh, that's pretty sweet.
Well, the first thing she noticed was the fact that he was standing there talking to her. He leaves the room, and all of a sudden he's
and all
on
of
the
a sudden
street.
he's down at the street, and then the drive-by happens, and the bullets are just going through, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fun story.
And how he's taunting the old man now that he's infirm and in bed.
Mhm. But the good thing about the Spectre is he always gets vengeance with like a pun or
Yeah.
with a weird little twist. Like the drug dealers that committed the crimes, they become his fingers and he like injects them with heroin and they all overdose. Yeah, it's just like crazy crap like that.
Sadistic little bastard. That's what I thought when I saw it. I'm like, ooh, I like him.
We should read some of the 60s stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah. They're a lot weirder.
Yeah, everybody.
That was in how?
Was it 60s or 70s? Where he had his own limited series.
So everybody doing LSD and mushrooms and shit, and that's why it's so out there.
It's really sadistic.
I
Yeah.
gotta think that's 70s.
Yeah, I'll look it up. But yeah, this was a favorite of mine in high school. Like, I love this book. I love the character. And I named Peter Corrigan after him from the
Is that
BTS
where
podcast.
that's where you got
I used
the last name Corrigan.
Two of my favorite characters. I used the Spectre and Spider-Man.
And he used the orb for his
Yep.
equipment. So wow, okay.
I was like, hey, he's going to be a paranormal investigator.
yeah, Peter
Corrigan.
Corrigan. There you go. That's awesome. Makes
Spectre's
sense now
just,
why you picked that name.
Spectre's just one of those characters that I don't think gets enough attention. Like, he's an all-powerful being, unless you're reading the ghost story that was interesting from the Walmart book. But don't just read this one. Just read any Spectre, except apparently from the ghost stories, which I didn't think was horrible. But any of the Spectre stuff is just a lot of fun. Ostrander had a good job, or did a good job on him. Demetis, I think, was the guy that did the Hal Jordan Spectre. He did an amazing job with it. Actually, after that run, after I read it, I had never wanted to reach out and like write somebody and tell them thank you for what you did. And I finished reading that, and I wanted to just send this guy a letter telling him thank you for this book because it's absolutely amazing. Definitely check these out.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
And if you like crazy covers, there's multiple glow-in-the-dark ones. There's the issue 1, and I think there's one where he's riding a horse.
See, I've only
It's
got them in
glow-in-the-dark.
trade, so I don't know.
Yeah, there. I love this book. I got to meet John Ostrander and Tom Mandrake at a con, and they were as cool as you'd think they would be.
Are they?
They were just like chill dudes
I
who
always
write
kind of
great
pictured
horror books.
Ostrander as kind of like this kind of...
Would you rate him as chill as the Murder Falcon guy?
He was flatlined. He was so chill. But no, these guys were super like approachable, and they would talk to you for a long time.
Wow.
And it was just like, all right, thanks. Then you go meet somebody else, and they're like, here, give me your buck.
Yeah.
All right, so who is our D-list character this week?
I don't have one. No,
Nice. Okay, moving on to...
no, Detective Chimp. So his first appearance was Adventures of Rex the Wonder Dog number 4. He was created by John Broome and Carmine Infantino. His abilities, this blew my mind. He can speak to all animals. That didn't bother me so much. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But apparently he's a skilled swordsman and marksman, genius level intellect, and like apes, he does have strength stronger than a human. He was in a backup feature until 1959 and then faded into obscurity. He did make cameos in 81 in the book Whatever Happened to Rex the Wonder Dog. And then 2000s hit, and Detective Chimp was everywhere. So he started off in Shadow Pact with our buddy the Spectre. Spectre attempts to destroy all magic, and he begins killing wizards. So Detective Chimp leads the formation of Shadow Pact. He also devised a plan to take down the Spectre by having the combined menace of Eclipso and Spectre combined. He saved Rex the Wonder Dog by capturing the sin of sloth, and then he helped find Dr. Fate's helmet and returns it to Earth. He did bond with it for a brief period, so he used that power to apprehend the villain Trickster. That was like his big hurrah. He did show up in Dark Knight's Metal, where he was seen in the Oblivion Bar alongside the Justice League, Hawkwoman, Dr. Fate, and others. That's about the last scene of Detective Chimp. I wish they'd do more with him. I loved the character of Detective Chimp.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. I haven't read a lot of him, but
Well,
from what I
there's
have,
not
like the
a
Helmet
lot.
of Fate
Yeah.
and like a couple of appearances in Justice Society or Justice League and stuff. Or every time I forget that stupid book's name, where they all meet at the bar, they're all paranormal.
Legion of Superheroes.
Oh,
No,
jeez.
we're doing that next week.
That is Shadow Pact, and he turned into something else.
Shadow Pact.
Was it Shadow Pact?
Yeah.
Okay, because it seemed like they did those little miniseries, and then they route into
Yeah.
a different title.
It went into like 20 some issues of Shadow
Yeah.
Pact. Yeah. And then New 52 came around.
And the only appearance he made in that was with Ambush Bug mentioning him, which we'll talk about New 52 at the end of this thing. I've got some news. Okay, so
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. That's all we got on Detective Chimp.
Do you want more?
I don't know. I kind of
Right,
like
DC.
Okay. Wow. Ouch. God.
I would like more Detective
I'm
Chimp.
being bullied. All right. So now we're going to move on to everybody's favorite segment, the Random Reads.
How many you got?
I got 2, but we all got the same one.
Do we want to save that one to the end?
We'll save that one for the end.
Yeah,
Sure.
so we hit our other random reads and then do that one.
All right,
together.
I'll do mine first. So one of the books I picked up this week is Battle Pug number 2, The War on Christmas. So you start out, Kinmundian is walking through again, shivering cold through the snow, and a vortex comes up and I guess swallows him, is what it looks like. And then you cut to, we'll call her Jugs. No, just kidding. So Kinmundian's, how should we put this? His companions are walking into a town, and they got the queen and the girl who looked like Princess Fiona, the Muppet thing, walking into a town, and it is a notorious pirate town, and the pirates have gone legit. So they started a restaurant company. He became a restaurateur, and he looks like he's high as hell, like he's under a spell, right? They're like, "What's going on? We've gone legit, right?" And so the queen is talking to him, and she says, "We need you, but you've gone legit, and you have the." And he goes, "I'll go get my bags." He like cuts her off and starts walking to get his stuff. And you cut to Kinmundian and Battle Pug, and Battle Pug is absolutely adorable again. He's the reason why you're reading the book, and he gets attacked by Putin and his elves. So they're fighting, and he turns into a bear with candy cane hands. And he calls him Sprinkles. He doesn't call him Death Knuckle or whatever the other one was called. He calls him Sprinkles. And Sprinkles goes off of a ledge and lands into a snowbank, and then you cut to his companions, and they're going along, and the princess, they come along 4 rainbow, like 1 red, 2 red, 1 purple, and 1 blue unicorn, and 1 unicorn and 3 horses. Okay? And Princess Pottymouth is in love with the horses, and oh yeah, her name's Brioni, the princess's name. These ain't your normal colored horses, right? And they kick Brioni in the face, and
that one looked like Applejack.
It did. And they're like, "So kill him now?" And he's like, "Yeah, why not?" So they're gonna get killed by colored horses. Then you cut, and the elves have captured Kinmundian, and they've got him stretched out, and the Goblin Queen makes her appearance, and he's like, "No! The king," before that, he says, "The king is dead." She goes, "Yeah, but you forgot the queen." And she's like, he says, "What do you want from me, woman?" And she's like, "I don't want anything from you. It's him I want." And she goes, "Your pet." And Putin Candy Cane Hands says, "Come here, stupid dog," right? And he's like, "You won't touch that dog," right? He's all, and this big giant person appears, and
looks like Squirrel Girl.
Battle Pug runs over to him. First he looks scared, and then he starts purring because this is his owner, and that's where it ends. No more Battle Pug. See you later. Oh, it does say to be continued, but how when Battle Pug is walking off with his owner? I did not think I was going to like this book. Issue 2 makes it even better, and now I'm going to be collecting this every time it comes out because I can read it, and I'm going to let Piper read it because it's safe enough. I don't think there's anything in here that's over the top or bad, so I'm going to have her read it because she loves dogs, she loves pugs. I highly recommend you pick up Battle Pug number 1 and number 2 because it's awesome. It's a 5.
Wow. All right.
Nice. You want me to go next?
Go ahead.
So after reading Vampirella, Red Sonja, and finding it really good, I picked up issue 2, and that was really good. And you were close about how they find Red Sonja. You know, trapped in ice, but
pretty close.
It's pretty close. But so I picked up Red Sonja, Vampirella, Betty, and Veronica just for the hell of it. I found The first 6 issues.
Awesome. So how is it?
So it's funny.
Is
It's
it?
really funny. Like, there's a murder in Riverdale. Somebody kills a teacher. And Vampirella and Red Sonja pop into that reality. Like, they're traveling through dimensions, and they pop into that one. And they're like, we smell blood. So they travel to the morgue, and they interview the morgue attendant. And while they're interviewing him, Betty and Veronica are sneaking in to take pictures for the school newspaper. And so they're like, we should investigate this all together. We should investigate this. We'll go to the school. We'll make you dress up like foreign exchange students, and you'll come in. You won't even have to speak English. It'll be fine, right? So they're in class, and the teacher's talking about like the continental drift and the land bridge made of ice. And Red Sonja's like, that's wrong. She's like, how do you know? Because I was there. And then she, like, Veronica shoves her hand in her mouth, and she's like, no, you don't speak English.
Duh.
And so while they're getting used to high school life, Vampirella, of course, becomes a cheerleader, but Red Sonja becomes a football player. And she's just like wading through total, like, everybody on the line. She's like the star of the team now.
Awesome.
And that's kind of where it leaves off. And then another teacher dies, and then it just keeps going, like murder investigations. It's actually pretty funny. And they're not dressed like they normally would be. They're dressed like, sort of, in the beginning. Like, Red Sonja's walking around in the chainmail bikini. And they're like, maybe you should change. Yeah, it's funny.
Who wrote Vampirella Red Sonja?
Jordi Belair.
Amy Chu wrote this one.
Mhm.
She did do a run on Red Sonja, so she's got a good, or not, it was Red Sonja? I can't remember. She did run on Vampirella or Red Sonja, so she's got a grasp on one of those two characters. So it doesn't surprise me. I was kind of expecting to see some name on there that wouldn't have any context to the characters at all, but that's awesome. When you said you got that, I'm like, oh no.
God. That's what I said too.
You
When I
said,
first
"Oh,
saw this,
God."
I was like, oh, good.
Because I've read Archie Meets the Predator. I've read Archie's Sharknado. I read Harley and Ivy Meet Betty and Veronica. They're not good.
No.
Sharknado was fun, but they're not
Sharknado
good.
was fun.
I found Archie versus the Punisher if you want to read it.
I would love to read that one.
Okay. It's awesome. It's great. But this is the last time you'll ever hear me talk about Red Sonja and Vampirella for quite a while.
Okay.
I'm going to put my foot down. I'm trying something new.
All right.
Cool.
Trying something new.
I'm going to try new stuff. Every week I'm going to try something I've never read.
I was thinking about doing that too.
Just go and be like, ooh, here's
I
an
like-
issue of
Yeah.
Battle Force Titans or something like that. I don't know what it is
See
called.
how this is.
But well, yeah.
Pretty much.
That's what I'm going to think about doing.
All right. I got a couple.
Okay.
The first one is Shoplifters Will Be Liquidated by Aftershock.
What? Another Aftershock book.
What did I say? They keep on dropping them. I keep reading them.
Why not? If you found a publisher you like, why
yeah,
not?
I mean, it's the
We
exact
pick on
opposite
you.
of Aspen.
We pick on you, but it's awesome that you found somebody that trips your trigger. Your jaded little heart gets broken away.
I don't know what to think of this book. A guy is basically in a super warehouse store. It looked like it was almost like a Walmart mall type thing.
Yeah.
And he can sense when somebody's shoplifting. So he arrests them or handcuffs them up or whatever. And then they hop over to this other guy who indicates that he has implemented this program into this guy's head. And they have a problem where the owner of the company finds out his wife's leaving him or something like that and goes and tries to buy a gun from his own store to shoot himself. And the security guard stops him from doing it. But it caused such a commotion, everybody started freaking out, so they decided to do a mass sale on something in the store and draw their attention away from it. In the meantime, his cohort told him that there's somebody shoplifting, and he chases them down, and they disappear through a clothing rack and falls through the floor. And there is a underground city below this mall thing. And he is positive every single one of the individuals that lives in the city has shoplifted from the store, so he's going to go take them all out.
It sounds like Chopping Mall.
What?
I am not kidding. These people, they must have built this from the refuse of the Caucasus Empire. Stuff nobody knew was missing. They forged lives from the runoff. It's staggering. Living outside the rules, outside of the control, as he's putting his gun together. A world of it unto itself of pure creation. They didn't want to fall in line, so they established a new way of life, one unburdened by constant surveillance and running consumption. And for this, I'm going to kill every one of them down to the last child. That's how the book ends.
That's dark, man. Pretty morbid.
The art is a different style. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to. It is an Aftershock book. I will continue to go on it and see what happens next. I don't know how to rate it because I'm not sure how I feel about it. I actually got somebody to buy a copy of it so they could tell me their opinion of it because I wasn't sure how I felt about it.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting story. So there's that.
Yes. Yes. If you weren't going to do it, I probably would have done it. Yes.
I had never read Blue Devil before, outside of Shadow Pact, and his appearances in some of the other books. But like his actual story, never read it.
Nick's over here having a nerd-gasm.
Yep.
This was Blue Devil from '84. This was entertaining.
It's funny, and it's awesome.
There's a lot of problems I have with it, but so Blue Devil is a stuntman who is filming a movie in a Blue Devil outfit, and he has the powers to do fireworks and lift stones and things like that. And so he's got a little bit of additional strength because of this outfit he's got on. Well, where they're filming at, the blonde and a guy take off to check out the ruins. They find something, and they unlock this demon. And the demon's chasing him. So Blue Devil has to go out, and he's like, well, I don't know what my suit's going to be able to do against this actual demon, but I will try to stop him. Now, where I have the problem is the film crew and the director is film all of it. Keep going. Who cares who dies? Just keep going. We've got to capture it all. This is important. Opposed to running.
Typical 80s.
You got to get that shot.
Yep.
We're on a time crunch here, guys.
Demons destroying bulldozers and everything else, and they're like, cool, let's keep following him. Let's see what happens. Not running. He's made it very clear that he's planning on eating every single one of them. Stand still. I'm going to come back for dessert here in a few minutes. And so Blue Devil ends up fighting the demon, and they kick him back into this portal wherever he came from, and they destroy the stone. They're able to pull out the Blue Devil, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm going to go rest now. And goes to take off the helmet or his hood or whatever, and he is unable to remove it. It has been fused on him thanks to the demon shooting Omega beams at him or something, and it fuses onto him. So I've only got issue 1. I'm going to have to start tracking these down. I wasn't sure how I felt about it until I read it, but this was really entertaining. I couldn't believe how much I enjoyed this.
Neither could I. When I was at a sale, and it was like a short box for $50 or something like that, right? And I was like, you have every issue of Blue Devil except for 2? Yeah, I'm buying them all. And so I bought them all, and I was like, oh my god, this is the best book I've ever read. It's really funny. I mean, it's not the best book I've ever read, but it's entertaining. Like you said, the character is cool. Yeah, it's written well. But yeah, you're right. The fact that the studio will continue to be like that as it goes on.
There's a kid there.
Yeah.
And they're like, come on, Jimmy, let's follow the Blue Devil. It's like, what? It goes against every instinct anybody's ever had.
Yeah.
Run.
No,
we're not going to do that. Okay. Definitely check out Blue Devil. A lot of fun. All right.
So, all 3 of us picked up Dr. Doom #1. So we're going to do this random read together. So what'd we think, guys?
Okay. Before the intellects get involved here, I'm going to give you my 2 cents real quick.
What does that mean?
I guess we're intellects.
What does that mean?
I like the character Dr. Doom.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how they made it seem like he realized there's trouble, and to protect his country, he's willing to sacrifice himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I liked from that book. I'm not going to get another one. I didn't care for how they went with the character at all. So that's my...
Being an arrogant cockass.
Well, that's what he is, but I don't know. I expected, like, I'm Doom, not like, okay, you go do this for me, and you go do this for me, and just a pompous ass.
Like,
I was expecting more, I'm Doom, this is how it works, defend ourselves, that kind of thing. But I can appreciate the fact that he's willing to give himself up to save
his country.
So I personally would give this about a 2.5.
I agree.
I agree too.
Really? I thought for sure you guys were going to light me up on this one.
Okay, the only two parts that I liked in this book was the appearance of Kang and the appearance of Union Jack.
Union Jack. That's what I was going to say. Kang and Union Jack showing up were the two highlights for me.
That was it.
Kang was fun. That was a good part.
How he just buzzes in and he's like,
Oh.
where am I?
What year is this?
And then he's talking to him and then he's like, and he's gone. And it's like, okay, till next time.
I think, though, they got Dr. Doom completely wrong.
I feel that way.
He's super soft and cuddly, kind of. Like, he'll be like, do this. Oh, and how's your son? Like, this is Dr. Doom. This is the baddest villain in Marvel.
They made him a philosopher.
And he appears on CNN. Really? Do you think... Granted, the guy that gave him crap, he strung up.
Go get me, Kevin.
He did string that guy up. So there was 3 parts I liked.
So
he went and got the news guy and strung him up.
The way I kind of took it was, these are his people that he's asking about. How's the kids? How's your dad? So that's maybe why. But he was like a soft, cuddly teddy bear throughout the whole thing. And it was like, that's not Doom.
no, and the wanting for a wife and family,
Yep.
it seemed really out of place.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was reading something on Marvel.com, and they were talking about how it's a new side of Doom. And it's like, that's the side of Doom we don't give a crap about.
Yep, pretty much.
If you're giving him his own title, the reason you're giving him his own title is because there's a following of him, and people want to read the Doom that is there. If you need to give a little insight into his life here or there, that's fine. But to make him like a putz first issue,
Right. I want the Doctor Doom who goes along with Doctor Strange to go save his mom. That's the kind of Doom I want. I don't, the mystical, like, King Doom.
he was even really good. I really liked what Hickman did with him in FF with
the Future Foundation.
Future Foundation.
He's really
They
awesome.
still showed a soft side, but
he's
you felt that menace.
He's still Doom in that one.
Maybe we'll just have to wait for Doom 2099 to come out.
I love Doom 2099.
They're bringing it back.
Oh, I know. I'm down
You
for
got
every single 2099 title.
Spider-Man 2099 is coming back too.
Yep.
And
Conan 2099. I can't wait to say how bad that is.
Conan in the future.
Conan the Librarian. You don't know the Dewey Decimal System.
And what else? Fantastic Four 2099.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's
They
just
had
going
a
to
nice little advert.
There's
in
a
here.
whole... Yeah, what are all of them?
It
Spidey.
is Spidey.
Amazing Spider-Man. It starts off with a few issues. Then you got the Punisher, Conan, Fantastic
Alpha
Four,
2099 Alpha is
There's an Omega one too, I think.
Omega. Okay. Conan, Punisher, Fantastic Four,
There they are.
and Spider-Man. Okay. In November, you've got Spider-Man, Alpha, Fantastic Four, Punisher, and Conan. And then in December, you've got Spider-Man, Ghost Rider,
Yeah.
Venom, and then 2099 Omega.
Little disappointed. No Ravage.
I'm
I
excited.
would love to see a revamp of that. They could make him soft and cuddly like Doom.
I think I'm most excited for the Ghost Rider.
The original Ghost Rider 2099 was fantastic. I'm glad they did nothing with the Hulk 2099. That
So
was
like,
bad.
like with Harley and the Joker and Batman, I'm tired. I'm tired of Venom. I'm tired of symbiotes. I just want him to go away for a little while.
I don't think they're ever going to go away now.
Nope.
They're gonna
Thanks,
be...
Donny Cates.
We love you, Donny Cates.
We do love you, Donny Cates, because you're taking over Thor.
We'll see.
See how good it is. Yeah, it's a stinker. So, do we want to do the top 10? Or
Yeah, let's do the 10.
Okay, so we're doing top 10 animals.
Top 10 talking animals.
Okay, so I've got number 10, Garfield.
That's a good one. I didn't
Number
even think about
9,
Garfield.
Number 9, Battle Pug in his own language. He's speaking.
Or his sidekicks, whatever they were,
yeah.
Sparkles and
Yep.
everything.
Cringer from He-Man.
Oh.
Snoopy.
Yeah.
Snarf. Snarf, snarf. Snarf.
Thundercats.
Number 5, Howard the Duck. Number 4, Cosmo from Guardians. Number 3, Lockheed. Number 2, Rocket Raccoon. Number 1 is Lockjaw.
I can't believe
Wow.
Lockheed didn't make it up higher for you.
I really love Lockjaw. He's one of my all-time favorites, and Rocket shot up a while back as one of my favorites.
Good.
So,
How would you like to be a normal Inhuman, a person, get the Terrigen Mist, and turn into a giant bulldog?
Giant bulldog.
It's like, God damn, like that guy turned into a hot dude. That chick's hot too. I'm a fucking
I'm
bulldog.
a fucking dog.
God damn it.
Well, they're like the Fantastic Four. Johnny Storm looks okay.
Yeah.
Reed looks okay. Sue's, hot as ever. And we've got Thing.
We're not going to name him. We're not going to give him, we're not going to call him Ben anymore.
We'll call
Because
him
he's
Thing.
fucking ugly.
He's fucking ugly. He's a
the
thing.
thing. All right, so mine, I can't believe how much our lists differ, right? So
Yeah.
this is funny. So number 10, Mr. Ed.
Nice.
Nice.
Number 9, Top Dog. Number 8, Earthworm Jim. Number 7, Detective Chimp.
There you go.
Number 6, Bucky O'Hare.
Awesome.
Number 5, Dollar from Richie Rich.
Okay.
Number 4, Eugene the Jeep from Popeye.
Yeah.
3, Grape Ape.
Grape Ape.
2, Dogbert
Dogbert.
from Dilbert.
Oh my
okay,
gosh. Yeah. Okay.
And number 1, Boris the Bear.
That's a good one.
That's
I
a
didn't
good
even think
list.
about Boris.
I like that our lists are
This
different.
is totally different, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 10, Pack Rat from Atari Force.
Okay.
9, Throg. 8, Dynamut. 7, I couldn't decide which one I wanted, so I just went with JL Ape over Marvel Apes. 6, Hit Monkey. 5, Dex the Red Lantern. 4, Captain Carrot. 3, Detective Chimp. 2, Howard the Duck. And the greatest talking animal of all time,
Nort.
Scooby-Doo.
I had Scooby, but I'm like,
Yep.
they'd think I was weird for putting Scooby on my list.
Yeah.
I own that.
Because I don't like Scooby, so it would have been weird for me to go, number 10, Scooby-Doo.
Like, what?
What the hell?
What? Get out of here.
All right.
No, that was awesome. Like, everybody's list was
lists
different.
were different this time.
That was
It's
fun.
awesome. Nobody had a repeat. Well,
How
we
did he not
didn't
have? Well, I didn't want to repeat people from my previous list, so I was like, I can't use him. So I was like, Dollar. I haven't seen Dollar in a long time.
You and I had Howard the Duck.
We both had Howard the Duck, and you and I both had Detective Chimp.
Awesome. I love that the lists were completely different.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
That was a big universe that we could have picked from, like
Yep.
Thunder Bunny and Atomic Mouse and
Danger Mouse,
what's the
Bugs
Captain-
Bunny.
Danger
Captain
Mouse.
Marvel's Bunny or whatever it was.
What
Yeah.
was the
Shazam
Star
Bunny?
Wars
Yeah.
rabbit?
Which one?
Bucky O'Hare.
That
Jack.
was
Jack.
Jack Rabbit
Yeah, Jack
from Star Wars.
Issue 6,
Are you
7.
sure? I thought that was Bucky.
It's Jack,
It's
Huh.
Jack.
the Green Rabbit.
Yeah. I don't know why I had Bucky in my head.
I thought about that as soon as you said Bucky O'Hare, and I'm like, oh, I could have put that guy in.
I just wanted somebody I'm trying to make them so they're not anthropomorphic animals. So I wanted animals. So that's why Grape Ape was on there. I also had Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw would have been good.
Jabberjaw's a good one.
Just
Jabberjaw, yeah, that would have been fantastic.
then you can do all the Hanna-Barbaras, like the Hair Bears.
Hair Bear.
Bears.
Oh my gosh, Hair Bear Bunch.
You got Yogi Bear,
Yep.
Boo Boo,
Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss,
Oh
Jinx. Is that his name? From
Pixie and Dixie and Mr.
Pixie
Jinx.
and Mr. Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuxedo.
What is it?
Tennessee Tuxedo.
The
Yeah.
Animaniacs.
Mm-hmm.
Snagglepuss.
What's the
Huckleberry Hound.
Pinky and the Brain.
There you go.
Just there's so
the good
much.
feathers.
The Good Feathers.
Ugh.
There's so many I didn't
There's
even
so
think
many
about.
like we said, it was a huge universe that we could pull from.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anybody got news this week? Because I'm not doing a wrestling rant, so don't worry.
Sorry, it was
All right.
30 minutes long.
It was 30 minutes. I'm not doing it again.
And Elena started glazing over. Although he did make a reference to it to this week when I was watching something. He's like, hey, that's what Kirk was talking about. Yeah. Okay, anyhow.
See, I had an influence.
Okay, so let's see. I got 3 things. I just got to remember them. New 52. DC has basically said that doesn't exist anymore, according to an article I read. And that they're doing a 5G or 5th generation where some of the superheroes are going to be new superheroes.
We're going through a reboot again.
They're supposed to continue on. It's not supposed to be a reboot. I kind of feel like how Nick's face looks right now.
I'm right there with
why?
Nick. I'm right there with Nick.
So yeah, there's that. Did either of you see Saturday Night Live, the Sesame Street knockoff of the Joker?
No.
No.
I heard about it. I didn't see it.
The sheriff from Stranger Things is Oscar. He's a trash man. Amazing. I don't know how to explain it. He loves trash. He sees this neighborhood going downhill. Somebody's dressed up like Big Bird's a stripper. Bert and Ernie are in an alleyway, and somebody's trying to rob Ernie of his rubber ducky, and he's like, "No, you can't have it." And he gets stabbed, and Bert's holding Ernie in the alleyway, screaming. And
so they actually had a funny skit.
I don't think it was actually all that funny. It was just like
weird,
and
there.
I loved it. You have to check this out. And there shows a part where you have like in that Joker preview where he's starting to put on the clown makeup. They show the guy sitting there looking in the mirror, starting to put green paint on his face. You need to see it. It's amazing.
Right, I'll look for it.
And finally, am I the only one that watched Stumptown again?
Yes.
Watch it.
I'm going to.
It's so good. The one cop that played Bullock from Gotham was the PI that she kind of hooks up with to mentor her. And there's a twist at the end that you just didn't see coming. That you just, it's such a good show. They're doing an amazing job with this show. I love it. Sorry.
Cool. No, I'm going to check it out this weekend. Maybe this week.
I know I keep on plugging it, but I'm hoping people start watching it so it stays around.
You don't want me watching it then. Because usually when I watch a show and I like it, it gets canceled. There's like 3 shows that I really, really liked. Do you remember the show where he was immortal, and every time he died, he came up through the river, and he would just come back to life. But every time, I can't remember the name of the show. But anyway, he was immortal, and he would die, and he would come up out of the Hudson River naked. And he was like an antique store owner, and I wish I could remember it, but I really loved to see it. It was really good. He was like a detective, and he helped the cops try to solve the case. And it was really good, and they left it on a really good cliffhanger, and they canceled it right after season 1. And I was like, God damn it.
There's somebody probably screaming at their phone right now.
Yeah.
Somebody's screaming, "It's this show!"
You know it's Scott that's going to be doing it too.
So, yeah. So if you know what it is, give us a write.
Give us a write. Contact us on Discord.
Or email.
Or email. Or Twitter. Or...
Okay, so I need you to watch 2 things then.
Okay.
And you need to like them.
So I need to like them?
Yes. So they can get canceled.
What's that?
Bachelor, Bachelorette. I'd love for that to go
I watch every
away.
season and it hasn't happened yet.
God. Dancing with the Stars. They are officially out of stars.
I watched that one too, but they just don't want to cancel it. And I watch them because
to go away.
Because Teresa likes to watch them.
See, you gotta watch them because you like to watch them. That's how that works.
Yeah.
See, if you liked them, then they'd be gone.
Then they'd be gone.
Like American Idol.
I'm not going to say.
Gone!
I actually do like American Idol, so it might be gone here in the next season or 2.
Yep.
So, I wish, because So, alright. Anybody got anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Alright. That's going to do it this week. Hope you enjoyed the show. Have fun. Read more comics. It's been Kirk.
Ryan.
And Nick.
Catch you later, guys.
See ya.
Get along, gang, get along, gang. Each one so special in his own way. Montgomery's the leader and he's such a good sport. But get along, gang, get